What a day. What a day. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another exciting installment of Pastors of Pain.
Pastors of Pain.
I'm Father Brian O'Brien, Rector of Holy Family Cathedral. Just recently celebrated 6 months on the job. Very exciting.
Congratulations.
Very fun, very cool. Maybe we could talk about that. I'm joined by my podcasting partner, Father Kerry of St. John Catholic Student Center in Stillwater.
You're welcome, everybody. Hi, good to. I'm glad you get to hear my voice today.
We used to be assigned in the same place. We used to live in the same house. Now we don't, but we kept the name. That's our summary. I think we're. I've noticed, we're our listenership is not as much as it was at our peak, if you will.
Okay.
When we had, a producer and fancy headphones. But I think we've got a good steady several hundred people who are listening. So, welcome one and all. I definitely have more and more cathedral parishioners are picking up on it as a regular part of their podcast rotation.
Okay. Well, I mean, it is what we wanted to do, which was talk about things with our parishioners during the Sundays. So
Between Sundays. Yep. It was very interesting coming out of our episode that we did last week about should priests hear confessions during Mass.
Oh, yes.
So one of the things, like, coming out of that, I did a little research and kind of looked at different church documents. Well, I wrote up one night. I was just sitting here with Father Porter. We were watching a football game, and usually in the evenings when I'm watching a game and talking to him, I kind of get things done. I'm working on my computer a little bit, but I'm doing things that don't. It's usually 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm doing things that don't require a lot of mental, acuity. I'm, deleting emails. Yeah. Anyway, so one night I took those quotes from those different documents, the Jubilee document and Misericordia Dei, and I put them in a tweet, and it got some action. I think it got 30,000, 40,000 views.
What?
Yeah. But anyway, I think it was people were very interested in it. In that subject. I think it's one of those kind of, it's like inside liturgical baseball kind of thing. but especially for people who have a great devotion to the sacrament of confession.
Okay.
Priests who are willing to hear confessions during Mass, they really like them because it just makes confession more available. Anyway, but it was the fruit of the podcast that made it over to the Twitter. And then, more people got interested. Pretty cool.
Did you put the podcast link on the Twitter?
Well, so then when the podcast came out, which was last Thursday, I linked it. That didn't get as much, play, but anyway, it's cool. It's cool. What's going on in Stillwater? What's happening?
Well, you know what?
School's back in.
School started up again, and college students are back at it. At some point, I think we did something on this, but in the first 2 weeks of school, we have our programs called Catholicism 101. We don't call it OCIA. The terrible brand management the Catholic Church has. We have the best product on the planet. Worst brand management.
It is hard to talk about. When I said to a guy, on Sundays people keep showing up, and I said to the guy, "Oh, you're here for OCIA?" And he was like, "Is that what we're doing downstairs?" Like, yes. That's the big thing downstairs. Yes. Also, OCIA, also known as the big thing downstairs. Yeah.
So we have 12 students in 2 weeks who have expressed interest in becoming Catholic, weren't baptized or anything. And, one of the kids, I was talking to them, and I realized, they're basically like high school mentor who lives in rural Oklahoma. I did all of his marriage preparation.
Oh,
I did his wedding for him and his wife, and then kind of sent them out. And I haven't seen them in 7 years. And then all of a sudden, this student shows up and says, I want to become Catholic. And I was like, tell me why. And they're like, well, let me tell you about these people. And I showed her the picture of the wedding, and she's kind of just like awestruck,
wow.
like the circle of how it has all come back together. I mean, and that's what we want. We want people to like go out and share the good news of the Lord Jesus Christ with their friends. That sin and darkness have been destroyed, and
Wow.
we are children of God once again. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
that's the kind of stuff that's happening now.
I would say I'd echo that. We're still seeing people, two more today, one yesterday, kind of coming in mid. They don't know about the schedule of
Yeah.
OCIA, and so they're just showing up. And honestly, I'm going to be honest. Like we're not set up. Holy Family Cathedral is not like set up for the influx, the current state of things. We're not properly staffed for it.
Yeah.
And it's been quite challenging. I mean, it's the best kind of challenge. I mean, it's the absolute best
Yeah.
of like, oh my gosh, we got all these people. Another one this week of like just a young man like in high school who's never been confirmed, but has a desire to be, like, what do you do? What do you do with a guy?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with a guy like that?
Yeah.
It's very challenging. It's really quite challenging.
Okay. Now, okay. You've been in a Holy Family 6 months.
Yeah.
And a lot of things have changed in the world. There's, an election that took place. We got a new president.
Yep.
There's there was a football game, national championship football game.
We're recording this before that, though.
I know there was an Oklahoma State football season that was dismal. Mm-hmm. We're recording this after that tragedy of this.
After the Oklahoma State football season, but the day before the college football national championship.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So tell me what it's like being the rector of the cathedral the last 6 months.
Yes, I will say a number of things.
Lots of midday naps.
It's been really quite lovely. This community has also seen a lot of change. I mean, it's in one way, it's very traditional in the sense that the cathedral has been here for 125 years. It's seen, kind of all the ups and downs, lots of priests in and out, multiple bishops in and out. And, so there's a like a stability here that's really quite beautiful of like, it's the cathedral and it's, and it's the place where everybody can come. It's the place where, like, as a diocese, we do the big stuff. But then this place has also seen a lot of change, really, just in the last 5 to 8 years or so of just really explosive growth. So we have a lot of folks who have been in and around the cathedral for years, decades, and then in the last, probably 5-6 years. A huge number. I mean, literally hundreds and hundreds of new individuals and families. And we're still seeing that. I mean, we're still seeing 3 to 5 new households a week.
Wow.
And that's been the case. I mean, so I got here in mid-July and it was already kind of going at that point. And now we're tracking it better than we ever have. So I get an email every time somebody registers. So that's an individual or a family. And I get three to 5 of those emails a week. And so it's a lot of new people. And so how best, so I don't think we're doing that well in terms of kind of managing that growth meeting the needs of those individual people. We're not set up for that. And
Yes.
so
Yep. Yep.
we've grown, I think, kind of grown, faster than we've necessarily, just been set up for. Anyway, the great blessings here are the school. Holy Family Classical School is hilariously awesome. It's so great. We have
Why is it? Tell me why
Oh,
it's
it's so
hilariously
great.
awesome.
It's just great. I really do. I love the people that I work with there, from our head of school, Everett Byarski, our assistant head of school, Summer Fuentes. The teachers are really wonderful people, super dedicated, good parents, and just really good kids. And we have kids from 4 years old through 12th grade, all in the building. And
I was
so every
laughing.
day,
Yeah.
every
Sorry.
day I'm seeing, these little tiny people all the way up to high school students. And, and I'm their priest, and me and I work very closely with my associate pastor, Father Joshua Vitruba, but we hear their confessions and we celebrate mass for them and we visit their classrooms. And, that's been a tremendous, tremendous blessing to be a part of a Catholic school. Again, kind of and
Yeah.
a unique
Yeah.
one. A unique one. Holy Family is a unique school in the Diocese of Tulsa. We're pre-K through 12. There's not another school like that. The history that we have here, the school was opened in 1899.
By
So
a saint.
we're the oldest Catholic school, with money from St. Catherine Drexel. We're a classical school. So that's been a learning curve for me, of learning, what makes a classical school classical, and the uniqueness of that
Yeah.
mission. And anyway, I just love it. So the school's been awesome. Becoming Catholic, we have, I don't know, we're at 92 people, I think it is.
What?
Lots of families. I just actually came from a family's house. They live actually out in Broken Arrow, but they come to the cathedral. Just getting to know families, and that's still happening. People are just super nice about inviting me over for dinner. And then just a chance to be in and around the cathedral. I love where I live. I live with 7 other priests, who are my friends, and are a great source of support, and hopefully me for them. We have beautiful liturgy, beautiful music. I feel like I've been preaching pretty. I'm getting pretty comfortable preaching here, and part of that is just getting to know the people and kind of what they need to hear. Confessions, man, confessions every day, and people come every day. So I'm very happy. I like where I am. I think it's been a kind of a historic 6 months, in that we had Bishop Slattery's funeral. That was a major major undertaking. And then we've got a big 2025 planned. We're going to make some new staff hires, I think. We got to redo the roof, which is going to be
What?
a major. Our roof is
What are you
not
gonna make the? Is it? You gonna make it
not good.
flat? Like
No, we're just gonna, basically, the roof is gonna come off and go back on. It's huge. It's about a $3 million project that'll take place over about 6 months. If you come to the cathedral, if we get this off the ground, when you come to the cathedral, it's going to look like it's covered in bubble wrap. There's going to be scaffolding everywhere. But we got to do it,
what?
I mean,
What?
it's a beautiful building, and we want to restore it to its glory. That's part of my job, is that kind of institutional maintenance and not putting things off that need to be done. We got to raise that money, and we got to do it.
Well, yeah. A roof is a really complicated project.
Yep.
I mean, because you got to worry about stuff coming down and debris and rebuilding the structure underneath and tiles and the whole shoot.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's a big one. I'd like to redo the front steps of the cathedral. We need some. We're gonna redo not redo the organ, but the organ needs a major upgrade. Some other rectory repairs.
Wow, you had a lot of work to do there.
So there's a lot to do. But it's cool. I mean, again, I have really good people. I work with really good people, very dedicated. And
Okay.
I feel good about where we're going.
Okay. Tell me what because the majority of your parishioners, from what I've heard, don't live downtown. Big shocker, right?
Yes, that is
Okay.
true.
So they come from other places. So what do you do to evangelize the downtown area if your geographical boundaries are downtown Tulsa?
Yes. So, a couple things, and this is all part of the parishioners will see this sometime probably in the next week or so, which is just our 2025 goals for the year. And evangelization is at the top of the list, right? St. Paul VI wrote in 1975 that the church exists to evangelize.
Yeah.
And so we cannot be turned in on ourselves. We can't just be focused on our own stuff. We of course need to do that because you can't give what you don't have, but we've got to be able to go out. And so we're going to do two things that I think will help as we evangelize downtown. One is we're going to partner with a group called St. Paul Street Evangelization.
Oh, yeah.
You know them? What do you know about them?
I just know that they were founded in Madison, and they just do street evangelization in downtown Madison.
Yeah. So we have a parishioner who is heading that up. We have I think we're at 15 people who are interested. So basically, you go to where people are, and that can be a downtown street, that can be the fair, that can be, there's any number of parades and farmers markets and such that happen downtown. And you have Catholic materials and people who know their faith and aren't afraid to. I mean, you're not yelling and screaming. There's no bullhorns. There's no, we're not standing up on a soapbox or anything. You're there and you engage people in conversation and pray with them if they want to be prayed with, and share the faith, share the gospel. So that's something we're going to undertake in 2025.
What sparked that?
A parishioner, actually, who's a recent convert. He came to me with the idea, and like a lot of ideas, this from like being a priest. A lot of times, people have ideas, and their idea is, "Hey, I have this idea, Father, and so do it." And then and we're like, "Look, I'm at capacity. Like I'm not doing it." And this gentleman said, if you want, do I have your permission? I would like to start it. And then over the course of 2 weeks, we just simply put it out like on Facebook, and we put it out in our weekly email flock note, and people responded. People responded back that they're very interested. So that's one thing. The other thing I really want to do from an evangelization standpoint is I really want, and I have no idea how to do this. So if anybody's listening and they have an idea, the cathedral, Holy Family Cathedral, is locked all day. So we open the doors before Mass, and then when Mass is over, we lock the doors. I know why. Because it's heavy security down here. We have a lot of folks that might wish us harm. Folks who just kind of would come and wander and stay all day. But I also, my office is right on the corner of the school building, and I look out and I literally watch people walk up to the front doors of the cathedral. They find it locked, and they turn around and get in their car. And what I want, and this is where you were asking about like downtown evangelization. The people of downtown, All of them. I mean, that includes our homeless friends, the businessmen and women, visitors who are staying at the hotels. Um, they should be able to walk into the church and walk around and pray.
What
And right
are
now,
there?
and right now they can't.
Are there cathedrals in other major cities that are open? I mean, like, St. Patrick's in New York City, but they have like 12 to
Yeah,
15 staff there the whole time.
yeah, they have like a whole security force. Yeah. Not really. So I did, as I moved around this summer, I visited cathedrals and largely found them in the same. They act in the same way that we do, which is they're open when there's mass, and then they're locked. But I don't want it to be that way. I don't want it to be that way. No, I honestly, I don't know how to do it, but that's one of our goals for 2025 to help evangelize downtown.
Okay. Help evangelize downtown. Okay. And okay, I'll put my brain on the thinking and I'll start
Yeah,
looking out
please do, please do. Yeah. So anyway, we've got a lot of the physical plant stuff. We're going to do a financial audit of the parish. That's coming up. I think that's in my mind, that ought to be like a normal thing that parishes do. I think especially as a pastor goes out and a new pastor comes in, to do an audit. Are we following the best practices of the
Mhm.
business community? Are there places where we're maybe not as secure as we should be, where we're not being as good as stewards with the money as we can be? So we're doing an audit that's coming up here in the next month. And then, to my knowledge, we've never done, or it's been a while since Holy Family has done like an end of the year report, like a stewardship report of just finances and ministries. And part of that is to hold us accountable, and part of that is just
Yeah.
to notify the community of what's going on, and then hopefully elicit further support from them for good stuff that's happening. So that's the 2025, and keep growing the school, and we're just out of space, so we got to figure out where to go.
What? Okay. Lots of okay. Tell me what you mean by you're out of space. Does it mean your churches hold like 800 people?
Yeah. So the church holds 800. So on Sundays, we're okay for mass. Our 10 o'clock Sunday morning mass is very full, and the other masses are pretty full. So there's space at the other four. So as we grow, we're gonna. We're in the school. We have 215 students and room for maybe 240. But we don't have a lot of meeting space. We don't have a necessary office space. We had a thing 2 weeks ago, like our Epiphany play. So it's all the kids and they sing and they act out like Mary and Joseph, and we had it like in our auditorium where the stage is, and it was just like we ran out of chairs. It was like it was almost like uncomfortable.
Oh, dang it!
So stuff like that, where everybody should have a seat and there should be space and you should be able to see. A lot of grandparents were there, parents, brothers and sisters. We don't have the space to do what we want to do, especially if we grow our high school. Our high school right now is 22 kids. But we'd like to see it to be 80 or 100 or 120 or 140.
Wow.
We'd love to grow it. We do. We want to grow it. But we can't.
You can't do that because you don't have space to meet
don't have
and
the
do the
space.
events.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yep. We don't have a gym. We don't have a library. We're a school with no gym and a school with no library.
Are those important?
I've heard. Other schools I've seen have gyms and libraries.
Yeah, but y'all don't have any space down there.
But we have the. I mean, we own a part. We own the parking lots. We have the back. The back parking lot is an option. And then we might need just to expand to go and get some real estate around us.
There's not a lot. There's a plasma center, and they're not going to sell. They're making tons of cash.
Yeah, there's people there all hours, 6 a.m. But anyway, so I've been here 6 months, and that's what the next 6 to 12 months are going to be tied up with. And of course, along with, I mean, as you know, all the daily stuff, lots of weddings and people in the hospital and confessions and pastoral care and all that good stuff. It's beautiful. So I feel like I got my feet under me. People are awesome. You have a good, beautiful, great finance council, great staff, faculty in the school. So I feel like we're kind of good foundation from which to make some big moves.
Do we need to send some more OSU alums your way?
I would love it. I mean, in our school, Sam Alabac and Trevor Alley, Alexis Nguyen. I mean, that's three of kind of our key. That's our 6th grade teacher, our 7th grade teacher, and our middle school youth minister.
What? Alexis Nguyen?
All from the last, just from those. They all graduated in the last 2 or 3 years.
Oh, yeah. Wow, dude. I mean, it is. We both have kind of odd ministries in that we're ministering to, evangelizing, and leading people to worship God who don't live near us. Your people are scattered all over the city of Tulsa. Mine are eventually, in 2 years, all just going to disappear again and have a recycle stock every 3 years.
Yeah.
Your people could say okay, now that I've been evangelized, I want to go to my local parish and, Pawnee, or my local parish in Ponca City, or not Ponca, but Pryor Creek. There's, and
I've always thought that was, we had a nice couple in Stillwater real early on, and they did a lot of stuff with us at the parish, and I think really got evangelized, and then they decided that they wanted to go to a smaller church, and they did. They where they were from. They kind of went back there, and are doing beautiful things. I'm all for that. I mean, if people can have a great experience at OSU and at Holy Family, and then and then go somewhere else and take that with them.
Yes.
Great. I have no complaints about that.
Yeah, they go share the Lord with others.
Yeah, it's just good stewardship. I mean, people did that for us. We had, people have poured into us, and that we're able to do that for other people is awesome.
Yeah, I love it. And it sounds like it's exciting times down there, because the cathedrals in most dioceses, I only go there for ordinations. So yeah. I don't know really the pastoral life. Over the last 6 months, we've talked about it multiple times about what does life as the rector of a cathedral look like.
Yeah, it varies. I mean, it does. I'm kind of learning, just meeting guys online who have the same job that I do, and just learning. Their communities some are bigger, some are smaller, but we all kind of, especially if you're like a downtown cathedral, we've got very similar challenges. So I'm just trying to learn from those guys, and
that's good
as we go. All right, we are out of time. 30 minutes have come and gone.
Well, lucky that.
Let's talk about something spiritual next time. Maybe prayer or something awesome.
Let's do it. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Peace out, everyone. Happy Catholic Schools Week. Go Pokes.
Go, folks. Peace.
Go Irish.
Ooh.